Lord B and Jester talking about everything from crystals, vibrations, comics, technology, cartoons, magic, meditation, herbal remedies, etc. Whatever comes to mind, just going on tangents and rambling on.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to The Riff, the realm of infinite frequencies. I'm one half of the co-host, Jester D. Wild One, and you're listening to the Tangent Podcast. We are officially longer than normal, and this is my other co-host, my brother from another mother, Lord B.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, yeah. We got...
Also, that's what she said.
Welcome, everybody. This is going to be longer than 45 minutes for sure. We got a lot of things to talk about. I don't think we're going to have titles to our episodes anymore. It's just going to be the Tangent Podcast, and this is episode 12. Wow, 12. We've been at this for a little while, haven't we?
Just a little stretch.
It's getting pretty popular. You want to take a look at the likes for me? Do you remember how many we got so far on our Facebook page?
72 this morning.
Wow. So tell your friends, people. If you enjoy what you're listening to, tell your friends to like the page. It helps out a lot. And we've been getting listens from around the country, actually. It's pretty interesting when you upgrade. You get some different statistics.
Yeah, let me throw some of these little didgeridoos at you folks, so we can look at like plays and downloads and so on. But then we can also look at geolocation, which for whatever reason is probably off like the IP address or where you download it. I mean, we got La Crosse, Wisconsin, San Antonio, Florida, Onalaska, Wisconsin, Brooklyn, New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Orlando, Florida, Chicago, Illinois, Mountain View, California, Northbrook, Illinois, Madison, Wisconsin. If we named your area, let us know, because we want to know who's out there, and thank you very much for listening.
Not quite worldwide yet, but we don't know anybody in the other countries, unless Mr. Gabriel will fucking listen, but I doubt it.
Who knows? All he's got to do is listen to one, and we'll have found him.
I got a question for the fans out there. What is your preferred way to listen to our podcast? Because we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on Spreaker, which this is the system we use to produce this show. There's CastBox. What else is there? YouTube.
iHeartRadio, Beyond Pod, Spreaker for Android, Spotify, CastBox, YouTube. Yeah, just every random RSS feed, anything that searches RSS feeds, which are like podcasts and so forth.
Message us on our Facebook page. Let us know what your favorite way to listen to us is. Because there's also a way we can make our own app for it, which is kind of cool.
It's kind of spendy, though, at the moment in our budget scheme.
Which you can donate to Patreon.
Patreon.com.
Well, let's get into our first subject matter here. This is the tech tangent.
Welcome.
First tech tangent is, what was it, the pickup truck that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, Tesla made a pickup truck, but at the same time, Ford recently mocked Tesla's pickup truck, showing the electric F-150 pulling 1.25 million pounds.
Holy shit.
I mean, in a way, it's not just dragging it off the ground full friction. It's pulling train cars on a track. So, I mean, once you get something like that going, what still takes quite a bit of torque to get her going. But the comments I was reading about Tesla's pickup is the first comment that popped out to me. I mean, there are some pictures of the Tesla pickup, and then there were like other ones, like I think they were whatever it's called, the like a pre-up, a concept car. Like they made like a concept where And it looks kind of cool, but it looks like a hatchback without the back hatch. And it only looks like maybe it had a 4-foot bed, but it looks freaking cool. It looks like the window goes from the top of the bumper to the top of the roof. Just this giant spanning space. But then there's other pickups that just, they look like, an F-250 for visual effect, or a Tundra, Toyota Tundra, kind of looking like that. And they look pretty slick.
I mean, the picture I saw of that Tesla pickup, it looks pretty mean, looks angry,
Yeah, well, the whole thing too is, however they set up the motor and stuff, and I'm really curious. I haven't delved too deep into it. I'm just looking at the pictures right now and going off that, the Ford mocking them and stuff. But if they could figure out a way to make the engine, I mean, obviously not take up a lot of space, you would have a trunk in front of you and a truck bed behind you.
Kind of like the VW Bug without a truck bed.
Kind of, yeah. Well, except the engine was in the back, but but it would be the same kind of thing, which would really save you on having to tow a trailer just to move shit around. You would have space up front, space in the back, which would be,
That's
great for camping and stuff. But the thing that I'm that's my fake laugh. Everybody take note. That's my fake laugh. Haha. But it would
and we lost it.
There it goes. Did you see it?
It just went.
There it goes. Gone. Man, it was good.
Having space in the back and having the motor in the middle. Well,
yeah,
where would the motor be on the pickup?
I'm guessing probably up. Well, actually, it could be underneath up front. I mean, it wouldn't really have to take up. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. It probably wouldn't take up too much space because, depending on how they do it. But the thing that I was going to say was, I'm going to let everyone out. We're in Wisconsin, okay? So electric stuff doesn't really like this climate come wintertime. So I would really want to know what the range is, and let's say in an average of a -20, because if it's, anything like they're saying. But on a positive note of price-wise, it starts at $49,000.
Cars
so
today are expensive,
reasonable.
But that's pretty good for a pickup truck nowadays.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's fairly reasonable on that front.
I have some local news that kind of pertains to what we're talking about. Our hometown is actually, I think, the 5th or 6th city to make the promise to be completely fossil fuel free by 2050. Madison, Milwaukee, Green Bay, Eau Claire. Those are just a couple of the cities that have signed on to the promise of being fossil fuel free by 2050, which is interesting to think about how it's going to all just be invested.
Well, and how they're pretty much what you're saying, how they're going to go about doing it. I'm really curious because there's, as I said, climate-wise, there's a lot of stuff that won't, I don't know. It
But
could
we're
work,
so
but the
dependent.
range would be knocked down so much.
We're so dependent on fossil fuels, and it's such a finite material. We are going to run out of it at some point. So, I mean, the fact that we're making moves like that to become fossil fuel free, we're going to have all electric cars. I mean, power's going to be electric. Electric. It's electric. There's so much in wind, solar. I wonder if we can generate power from snow. That's always been kind of an interesting thing. I mean, we get so much snow in the winter. If there was some way to produce power from the heavy snowfalls we get.
Well, we could install pressure plates. Every sidewalk could be a little pressure plate, and as people walk around and stuff, it would generate electricity. I mean, it's an actual thing, but it is in an episode of Rick and Morty, where they're stepping on their dealy bop,
Well, they also have, what is it?
Flirt.
Solar parking
roofs.
lots and solar roadways, because some of these roads just sit there. It can soak up some sun, and if you make I don't know if you can look it up right now, but there is a video about solar roadways, and I read about it 5 years ago or something, and I don't know if it's how far it's got. That'd be interesting to discover if they went any further with that, because I remember showing my family, and they're like, well, it wouldn't work, and I'm like, it could work, because it can literally change, like, say, the one handicap parking spot. I mean, the solar panels are all LED lights, so you can even, like, block off one lane with these LEDs to tell people, you park in a handicap spot, and then the next spot over turns into a handicap spot, so you can make more without, having paint on the ground. I just honestly think
it's a cool idea, but what one article I'm reading here says that solar roadways prove expensive and inefficient for how they have to be built, for how much power they're actually generating.
Well, dang it. It's a good idea on paper.
And 1/3 of their power they generate is to power the LEDs. So
okay.
To build up enough power to make them worth it, they're not doing it fast enough, essentially. I mean, but the couple of the things that I would really like to invest in personally is those, and Tesla is the one that, I'm interested in, is the Tesla roof tiles that are all solar.
Oh, wow.
Getting like the Tesla battery capacitor, connected to your house and stuff. That I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, even if it just subsidized some of my stuff compared to like putting on like a steel roof, that doesn't generate power but protects your roof. These Tesla tiles are, from last time I read about it, were, lifetime guaranteed. They were doing like hammer tests and shatter tests. So if, one of the tiles
back
breaks,
to what you
they'll
said
replace
before,
it.
is Wisconsin's a weird place.
Yeah, as soon as you get that 1.5 feet, 2 feet, 17 feet of snow on top of it, I mean, who knows how it's going to do for you.
But, they probably did all the tests on, weatherization. During the winter, you might have to go up there and clean it off. I mean, I know we have a library that the ground is heated. I wonder if you could slightly heat those solar panels to melt the snow that,
Oh, definitely. Just don't put insulation in your attic and your whole roof will stay thawed out. Because the heat will just escape.
While we're still on the topic of, like, vehicles, VW is actually bringing back the van, the VW van.
Wasn't it called the Thing?
I'm not sure. But I know that they're revamping it and coming out with a new one that's all electric and stuff.
VW Bus.
Which is super fucking hippie to make it electric.
I really hope they bring back the Extendo Top Camper or whatever the hell it was called.
That would be awesome. I would totally get one.
The whole raise up roof and all that. That'd be sweet.
That would be cool.
They are looking at the Volkswagen Type 2, known officially, depending on body type, as the Transporter, Combi, or Microbus, or formally or informally as the Bus, or Camper in the UK, is a forward control panel van introduced in the 50s by German automaker Volkswagen as its second car model. So that's pretty cool. These pictures look pretty sweet. They really remind me of the Mystery Machine. Just like the colors they chose for this display picture.
It's super Mystery Machine.
I mean, you throw a couple flowers on there, it's perfect.
More tech news. iPhone is planning on ditching the Lightning port. This iPhone 11 is the last iPhone to have it. And apparently they're going to USB-C because the world wants it.
It'll be universal then. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty much giving up on the Lightning port because they are the only entity that uses it. Every other thing is USB-C now. They won